Brian with Cajun Cardboard, coming at you from the great state of Louisiana with another fun video where it's one of those build your starting five with $15 type deal. So I'm going out on a limb here, and you guys can flame me in the comments and or agree or choose to disagree. I just recently did another one of these with the best players, like under 25 or something like that, where they give you like a salary cap of $15 and then they're ranked, and then you got to pick your players. And so I'll flip us over. Special thanks to NBA Generation on Instagram. They posted this, and I don't know if they originated it or they swiped it and cut and pasted it or what. So thank you to whoever did create it. I hope I'm not going to get in trouble for posting this video, but when I see these things, I'm always fascinated by it, and I try to move the pieces around and figure out how I would put together my best starting five. So let me talk you through my starting five and how I came to this conclusion, and then in the comments, I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on how you would put together your starting five if you had 15 bucks. And so here we go. We got five $5 players, five $3 players, and five $1 players. My approach to this is always to start at the $1 level to see if I can figure out somebody that's underpriced. I didn't really see anybody that was truly underpriced. My thoughts is if I'm creating a starting five to go, we're going to assume we're going to play one pickup game to, 21 by ones and twos. And I want to put the best possible team on the floor. For me, it's all about balance. Unless Shaquille O'Neal's out here, I'm going to pick the most balanced team that can play offense and play defense, that has crazy length, where everybody can kind of guard their position, shoot the ball, and do multiple things. And so this may sound a little bit weird. And again, let's assume all these guys are perfectly healthy, right? Okay, so obviously Paul George has been hurt. Kawhi has been hurt. Let's assume all these guys are perfectly healthy. So here's what I did. At the point guard position, I started with Luka Doncic. I picked him because he's massive. He can guard threes and fours. He can also sort of guard point guards. He's really upped his defense, even though he's never going to be an elite defender. But the dude's like 6'8", 235 or something like that. So nobody's pushing him around. He can abuse opposing point guards like he does in the post. He can score at all three levels, at the rim, in the mid-range, and he's starting to shoot the three ball more proficiently. So Luka Doncic at $3 is definitely my point guard. I mean, in my opinion, I would choose him as my point guard over LeBron at the age that he is, and LeBron's $5 on this list. So Luka's my point guard at the $3 number. Remember, I'm going for good size, switching all these pick and rolls, can defend multiple positions, can shoot it and score at the rim. So Doncic is my one. At the two, I was thinking about Morant because I think he's the best of the $1 players on here at this age. But then I started worrying about if the other team picks any of these other bigger guys like Doncic as their point guard, I'm going to get destroyed. So there's nowhere to really hide a little munchkin like John Morant. So I went with DeMar DeRozan and Paul George as my two $1 options, which is going to free me up to take two $5 players next. And so remember, my whole thing here is flexibility. I want to be able to guard everybody, and then I want to be able to exploit all sorts of different mismatches if the other team has a guy that's way too big, like a Jokic or Karl Towns or an Embiid, or a guy that's way too small, like a Curry or a Morant or a Chris Paul. So I went with DeMar DeRozan and Paul George, 6'8" and 6'10", both good, put together dudes, great bodies, real flexible. Paul George is an elite defender when he's healthy. DeRozan is an okay defender when he's willing to defend. But that gives me, 6'7", 6'7", 6'8", 6'10" right there, right as my 1, 2, and 3. That is crazy size right there at the perimeter positions, at the point and on the wings. Paul George is a knockdown shooter, fantastic shooter. DeMar DeRozan can do things for you in the mid-range. Not an elite three-point shooter, but takes them when open and shot a pretty good percentage because, like they say, you're open for a reason. Well, he shocked the world and shot the three ball a little bit more this year. But we know him as a mid-range assassin who just kills people in that mid-post. And then if you put a power forward type player on him, he's going to blow by them and then yam right on their face. If you haven't seen it yet, go see his dunk on Tim Duncan. It's one of the best dunks of his career. And Tim Duncan got a mouthful of DeMar DeRozan off 1 foot, 1 hand back in San Antonio. So There's my three. Doncic at the 1, DeRozan at the 2, Paul George at the 3. All three of those guys are a plus for their size, for their position, and can play both ends of the court. My 4, this is not going to be a surprise. Well, the 4 position might be a surprise. I left LeBron out. I didn't take Curry because he's too small and can't defend, and he's getting old. Again, I'm not going to slight anybody who takes Curry. Obviously, he proved us all wrong this year. I also didn't take the reigning 2-time MVP, Nikola Jokic. So I had to decide between, remember, I'm thinking flexibility, being able to switch pick and rolls and guard 3, 4, 5 positions even. So I took the only 2 guys on this list. There's only 3 of them that can guard all 5 positions: LeBron, KD, and Giannis. And I took the 2 younger of the 3. So I took KD at my 4 position to play that power forward position and or play the 3 position, because Paul George is a little thicker, a little bigger. He can probably guard that 4 position as well. But KD and Paul George on my team are kind of interchangeable at that 3-4 position. Either one of them can guard 3s or 4s. And then at my 5, I took Giannis. And so I got $10 split between KD and Giannis. I wanted KD on the court because he's the best shooter on the screen, right behind Steph Curry. Again, Steph Curry is the best shooter on this screen or any screen, no matter how many people's faces you put up here or what the price is. But KD is arguably one of the maybe top 5 shooter of all time, maybe the second best shooter of all time, certainly one of the greatest NBA scorers of all time, which is what matters to me. Again, scoring at all 3 levels. And then I've got Giannis, who really can't shoot the 3 ball, but if this is my team and I'm the coach, I can tell Giannis he's not allowed to take 3s. But I've got the most versatile and best defender on the screen, in my personal opinion, even better than Kawhi Leonard, because Giannis can guard 5s and Kawhi Leonard cannot. It's that simple. So that's what I went with, guys. Let me know what you think. I've got Doncic at the point for $3. I've got DeRozan and PG for only $1 each. That frees up $10 for me to split on 2 of the megastars on the top row. And I went with Giannis and KD interchangeable at that 4-5. And so I went with flexibility, the ability to run and play in transition, the ability to exploit post mismatches, the ability to guard multiple positions, no munchkins and no big slogging, trudging giant big men. So let me know what you think with my 5 for $15, and I want to hear in the comments who your 5 are. Thanks for watching. Keep collecting. Stay positive in the hobby, and peace.